Atonement 2007, Brooklyn 2015, Lady Bird 2017, Little Women 2019. 4 spectacular performances, 4 amazing Oscar nominations. If there was one actor under the age of 30 who I would argue is already overdue for an Academy Award victory, it's the one and only Saoirse Ronan. Yep, she's got 4 Oscar nods to date, and Ronan is, as of this recording, just 29 years old. Her young age annoyed quite a few people when they learned I was making an elusive Oscar video about this wonderful actor. Feel like she's too young. Yes, she has a lot of noms for someone her age, but I don't feel like she's overdue or something. Dude, she's 29. She's still young, so she's got a long way to go. She's not even 30, lol. People demanding she have an Oscar by now are insane, frankly. Okay, so I understand where many of you are coming from. Amy Adams is overdue. Glenn Close is overdue. But Saoirse Ronan? Really? Yes, really. Call me insane if you must. I say, look at the performances. The nominated ones and the not nominated ones. I have adored this actor for more than 15 years, and I feel like if Jennifer Lawrence can win Best Actress on her second nomination at age 22 for Silver Linings Playbook, and Brie Larson can win Best Actress on her first nomination at age 26 for Room, Saoirse Ronan also should have won an Oscar by now. With her newest film Foe hitting theaters, it's time to look at the astonishing career of Saoirse Ronan and take a deep dive into her 4 glorious Oscar races. Why hasn't she won? Who was in her way? Did she ever come close to winning? And has she given any other performances I think should have also been nominated at the Academy Awards? Hi, my name is Brian Rowe. This is the Awards Contender, and it's time, my friends. Whether you're ready or not, whether you think I'm insane or not, this is Saoirse Ronan and the elusive Oscar. To start, let's go back to the beginning. Saoirse Ronan was born on April 14, 1994 in New York City to mother Monica and father Paul. At age 3, she moved with her parents back to their home city of Dublin, Ireland, where she eventually made her screen debut in 2003 in a variety of TV projects. She auditioned for the role of Luna Lovegood in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and her first theatrical film role was in Amy Heckerling's I Could Never Be Your Woman. At age 12, Ronan attended a casting call for Atonement, the adaptation of Ian McEwan's book, and she was selected for the pivotal role of an aspiring novelist who accuses her older sister's lover of a crime he didn't commit.
Yes, I did. I saw him.
With your own eyes?
Yes, I saw him. I saw him with my own eyes.
Directed by Joe Wright and co-starring Keira Knightley and James McAvoy, Atonement became a huge success at the end of 2007 with both critics and audiences, the movie earning $130 million worldwide and playing a giant role in award season, and Ronan, who had just started her film career that year basically, was tossed into the middle of it. Everything started at the Golden Globes, where Atonement received 7 nominations, including acting nods for Knightley, McAvoy, and Ronan, as well as Best Director and Best Motion Picture Drama. Ronan lost in Best Supporting Actress to Cate Blanchett for I'm Not There. Not that many noticed. The Golden Globes that year fell during the 2007 to 2008 writer's strike, and the winners were revealed in a stiff and awkward press conference. Ronan missed Supporting Actress nominations at both Critics' Choice and SAG, putting her chances at Oscar in doubt, but she got in at BAFTA, where Atonement received, wait for it, 14 nominations, a little better I would say than the 0 nods it got at SAG. And then there it was on Oscar nominations morning. Ronan showed up in the final 5 for Best Supporting Actress, making her one of the youngest acting Oscar nominees ever.
So you ended up getting an Oscar nomination for this performance, and you were really young. What was your reaction?
Honestly, the thing that excited me the most about it was the fact that I had watched the Oscars on the telly every year that it had been on since I was very, very young. So the fact that I was getting to go and be part of it, like a TV show, in my opinion, and like I got to be on the telly, I was so excited about that.
Atonement was nominated in 7 categories total at the 80th Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Did Ronan have a shot at actually winning on her first go-around? The quick answer is no, especially since she hadn't won a major televised prize throughout the season, and she missed at SAG. If you want a deep dive into this Best Supporting Actress race, check out my video from last year, Cate Blanchett versus Ruby Dee versus Tilda Swinton. In a nutshell, this race was kind of all over the place. Someone new winning at every major televised ceremony. You had Cate Blanchett winning at Golden Globes, Amy Ryan at Critics' Choice, Ruby Dee at SAG, and Tilda Swinton at BAFTA. Pretty much everyone in that category had some kind of a narrative behind them, except Saoirse Ronan. She was young, brand new to the cinema scene, and she would have plenty of years to win her Oscar, and so it was Swinton who took the gold trophy in the end for her memorable performance in Michael Clayton. Ronan might have gone home empty-handed that night, but oh boy, had her movie career already taken flight. After turns in forgettable fare like 2008's City of Ember, she received a very high-profile leading role in Peter Jackson's The Lovely Bones, his awards-friendly adaptation of the best-selling novel.
Blonde hair, mega blue eyeshadow. Her dad owns Surf and Turf.
Tall one?
She's not tall. She wears platforms.
The movie, about a young girl Susie, played by Ronan, who is murdered and then watches over her family from purgatory, was a highly anticipated end-of-the-year 2009 release with an impressive cast and the multiple Oscar-winning Jackson behind the camera. And before the movie even came out, Ronan's name was already in the Best Actress conversation. However, the film received a mixed reaction from critics, it underperformed at the box office, and it ended up only making a small dent in award season, Stanley Tucci receiving the film's only Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, a nod even he didn't seem to be very happy with. But along the way, Ronan did get some notice for The Lovely Bones, including a Best Young Actor or Actress win at Critics' Choice, and a Best Actress nomination at BAFTA. Not too shabby, I would say, especially for a movie that wasn't well liked. She took a slot that could have gone to Sandra Bullock, who was snubbed at BAFTA, but went on to win the Oscar for The Blind Side. Carey Mulligan won at BAFTA that year for her marvelous performance in An Education. After appearing in what is to date Peter Weir's final film, 2010's The Way Back, Saoirse Ronan starred in one of my personal favorites of her movies, one I would have loved to have seen her receive an Oscar nomination for. Ronan is simply phenomenal in the 2011 action thriller Hannah, which re-teamed her with her Atonement director Joe Wright. The story of a 16-year-old assassin being tracked by a ruthless intelligence agent keeps you guessing and enthralled for nearly 2 hours, and the performances by both Ronan and Cate Blanchett are outstanding.
Don't walk away from me, young lady!
Unfortunately, when it came to awards, Hannah was too much of a genre movie. It was released at the beginning of the year, and Best Actress in early 2012 was already stacked, but Ronan did get a nomination at the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Young Actor or Actress. In the next 4 years, she made 9 movies, some better received than others. Her starring role in 2013's The Host probably wasn't one of her best career choices, but 2014's How Do I Live Now is an underrated gem, and she also appeared that year in The Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson's most embraced film at the Academy Awards to date, and also one Ronan shared a SAG nomination with her fellow actors for Best Cast in a Motion Picture. But what was going to bring Ronan her second Oscar nomination? That project was one of the very best films of 2015, John Crowley's Brooklyn, which starred Ronan as an Irish immigrant who takes up a romance in 1950s New York.
So what were you doing at an Irish dance? Don't the Italians have dances?
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to tell you the one. They behave like Italians all night.
What does that mean?
Oh, you know.
No.
The film received rave reviews out of the Sundance Film Festival in January, and it stayed a critic's favorite for the rest of the year. Ronan's richly textured lead performance the movie's clear standout. By its fall release, the raves kept coming, and the movie did well at the box office too, and thus by the 2016 award season, Ronan was not going to fall through the cracks. Unlike the awards run for Atonement, where Ronan only picked up nominations here and there, she didn't miss at a single ceremony for her amazing turn in Brooklyn, showing up in the Best Actress category at Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, SAG, BAFTA, and the Oscars.
There's a friend of mine who's another actor, and I was just saying we worked together years ago, and his name's Tom Holland. I'm sure you've heard of him, but he's very successful and does all this, you know, does so many different things, but he's never been nominated for an Oscar, and he always says, you know, no matter what, you're always going to be able to hold that over my head that you were nominated when you were 13. So I'd like walk up to him on set and just go, Oscar nominee, 13 years old. And now I'm able to say to him, Tom, Two-time Oscar nominee. Yeah. 2 times.
Now, although it was a performance that wouldn't go ignored, sadly, it was also a performance that just couldn't win anything. What hurt Ronan's chances the most that season was the spellbinding performance by another relatively younger actor, Brie Larson, who was captivating in ROWE, so much so that she completely swept the season, starting at the Golden Globes and ending at the Oscars, never missing once. If Larson had stumbled somewhere, anywhere, maybe there would have been some suspense in Best Actress at the 88th Academy Awards. Brooklyn did get into Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay, so Ronan was certainly in contention for the Actress Trophy. With her never missing at the precursor ceremonies and an Oscar nomination already behind her, she was likely ahead of fellow nominees Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, even Cate Blanchett for Carol, given that she had just won in the category 2 years prior for Blue Jasmine. Like, who knows what would have happened if, let's say, ROWE had come out in 2014 or 2016, Ronan might have won the Oscar for Brooklyn, and this video wouldn't need to exist. But yeah, with Brie Larson in the race that year, there was just nobody, including Ronan, who could stop her. Ronan, I would say, had her best chance to date at an Oscar win 2 years later, but she still really had no chance in hell. Probably Ronan's most famous and celebrated role in the movies thus far remains the one and only Lady Bird, a 17-year-old in 2002 Sacramento, California, navigating her way through life.
I hate California. I want to go to the East Coast.
I want to go where culture is,
but
like
how
New
in the
York,
world did I raise such a
or at least
snob?
Connecticut or New Hampshire, where writers live in the woods.
Get into those schools anyway.
Mom!
Greta Gerwig's solo directorial debut was an instant favorite with critics and audiences, following its premieres at the Telluride and Toronto Film Festivals. It was my favorite film of 2017, a funny and sad and authentic coming-of-age story that always rings true. The writing, directing, sense of place are fantastic, and those performances just frickin' wow. Especially Laurie Metcalf and Saoirse Ronan. Lady Bird was always going to get into the Oscars. The question was, how many categories, and would it win anything? At the Golden Globes, Lady Bird got into 4 categories: Screenplay, Supporting Actress, Actress Musical or Comedy, and Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Not Director, which shocked many, and Natalie Portman had a few words to say about it.
And here are the all-male nominees.
But something really awesome happened for Lady Bird that night. Saoirse Ronan finally won a big televised prize, and rightfully so. Her speech is brief and wonderful.
Oh, thank you. My mom's on FaceTime over there on someone's phone right now, so hi.
With Frances McDormand winning the Golden Globe and Best Actress Motion Picture Drama for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, it looked for a quick second like the Best Actress Oscar in early 2018 was going to be a 2-woman race.
Your 3rd Oscar nomination, and you're a very young person. I mean, there are people who go their whole lives and don't even get 1 Oscar nomination. It's really a remarkable thing.
Thanks. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, I guess it is.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, for the rest of the award season, Lady Bird kept going home empty-handed, and Ronan kept losing to McDormand. The same way Brie Larson steamrolled the actress category 2 years prior for ROWE, McDormand also never missed, so much so that at the 90th Academy Awards, Meryl Streep, who was nominated that year for The Post, already had her head turned in McDormand's direction before the winner was even announced. It was a foregone conclusion long before Oscars night Ronan was going to lose again on her 3rd nomination. Although Lady Bird did very well throughout the season, both Ronan and Metcalf making it in at every major ceremony. It even marked Ronan's only nomination to date at the Film Independent Spirit Awards. But Ronan, and especially Metcalf, should have won more that season. It still baffles me to this day, honestly, how Laurie Metcalf wasn't victorious at a single major ceremony. Yes, Allison Janney is terrific in I, Tonya, but a SAG win or a BAFTA surprise for Metcalf would have made my heart really happy. I mean, that car scene. Oh my god, that car scene. She's so great, and so is Ronan. The film received 5 Oscar nominations total, including Best Picture and Best Director for Gerwig. Yep, Gerwig got into Director at the Academy Awards, but Lady Bird was sent home with nothing, and yet again, Ronan had to stay in her seat.
Your parents must have called you up and gone, again?
Come on.
We're gonna
Either
have to
win one or stop getting nominated.
Not to say that she had to wait very long for her 4th Oscar nomination, especially now that she was tight with Greta Gerwig. Ronan did make a play for Oscar the following year with the historical drama Mary Queen of Scots, but it was her co-star Margot Robbie who got the most attention, getting in at SAG and BAFTA. However, 2019 brought Greta Gerwig's next feature and yet another outstanding Saoirse Ronan performance in the latest adaptation of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, the classic story of the 4 March sisters who go after love, passion, and their dreams.
Mr. Dashwood, if I'm going to sell my heroin into marriage for money, I might as well get some of it.
6.6%.
Done.
And as the creatively gifted Jo March, Ronan puts her own unique spin on the role, which had previously been played by such powerhouse actors as Katharine Hepburn and Winona Ryder. I feel like I've talked about this role in another Elusive Oscar video, but I don't know, I can't place it. Anticipation was high for Little Women, one of the final movies released in 2019, and pretty much everybody adored it, some critics singling it out as the best film of the year, but how was it going to do during award season? You know, it actually didn't do well at the beginning, only Ronan and the film's score getting in at the Golden Globes, and then the movie missed entirely at SAG. Things weren't looking too good, but then Little Women had a strong showing in the final stretch of award season, receiving 5 nods at BAFTA and 6 nods at the Oscars, the movie's nominations at the latter including Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress for Florence Pugh, Best Actress for Ronan, and Best Picture. It's kind of cool to think that all 4 of Ronan's Oscar nominations are for movies that also got into Best Picture, but once again, I feel like I'm a broken record here. She had no shot at winning for Little Women because yet another person swept the season. This time it was Renee Zellweger for Judy, who won every major televised prize. And with that, at just 25 years old, Saoirse Ronan was a 4-time Oscar loser.
Some people like award shows, you know, and some people find them merely stressful. Do you enjoy them? Have you had fun at these before, since you're an old hand at it at this point?
I have at some of them. Like, I think what I've figured out in the last few years is that it's always more fun if you bring a pal with you. So if you bring somebody and it's not just about you losing. because you go when you're either gonna win or you're gonna, you know, lose, and it can very easily feel like that.
Yes, yeah. In the years since she hasn't come close to a 5th Academy Award nomination, her performance in 2020's LGBTQ drama Ammonite opposite Kate Winslet is a great one. Check it out if you've never seen it. But that film pretty much got ignored by awards voters. She's only briefly in Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch, and 2022's See How They Run is just a fun comedic romp. Her newest movie, Foe, where she co-stars with Paul Mescal, looks to unfortunately be a misfire that's not going to be a part of the upcoming awards season. But hey, don't lose all hope. She has wrapped production on 2 more movies, both I'm assuming are opening in 2024. The first is called The Outrun, and the second, I would say, more promising title is the historical drama Blitz from writer-director Steve McQueen. I know it's a bummer that the immensely talented Saoirse Ronan is still in search of her elusive Oscar, but have patience. As many people reached out and said she is only 29 years old, there's still plenty of time to be sure, but I would bet, sooner rather than later, that Academy Award win for the incredible Saoirse Ronan is coming. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below which of Saoirse Ronan's 4 Oscar nominations is your favorite. Do you think she should have won for any of them? We'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.